Hello and welcome. It's Matthew the designer. Today I want us to talk about leadership. Maybe leadership isn't explained to you in such a way that it involves a group of people and a man or a woman who's going to lead those people. I completely agree with those definitions. But now I want to personalize it. I want to customize it. I want to make it to be more practical so that it can apply in your career as a graphic designer or as a businessman in general. To me, leadership is about self-awareness. I believe that is the foundation of leadership. To be aware of yourself, to be conscious of yourself, to know your strength and to know your weaknesses. Also, to understand your temperament, your psychological makeup, the formation of your own psychology, the ability to control yourself, the ability to understand the DNA of your temperament. I think that's where leadership starts. That's how it has helped me to move my career, to propel my career forward. I started by becoming aware of myself, the things that I can do and the things that I cannot do. I wanted to know more about my weaknesses because you are a leader amongst leaders. So it is important to understand who you are amongst other people, to know your weaknesses so that you might not think that maybe people are against you, whereas it's your own weaknesses and your own character flaws that makes you think so. In doing so, you start to understand yourself. Not only you start to understand yourself, you start to understand others. You will start to have a certain way of approaching people because you are aware of who you are aware of your own mistakes. And then in dealing with them, you start to understand their own mistakes as well. Self-awareness will lead you to understanding other people better, will lead you to have an emotional intelligence rather than being a technical person, a skills-based person. Any leader must have an emotional intelligence, the ability to affect people, the ability to communicate with them, the ability to inspire them. It has helped me in my career. That's how I've increased my salary. My salary remained the same for a very, very long time, and I wanted to increase it. I wanted to do more. I wanted to become a better person. I wanted maybe a different position. But it never happened until I got this desire to know more about myself relative to others, to understand why we are not always in the same frequency. Why do we have a lot of differences? Why for some reason people reject my ideas? Why for some reason people seem not to like my character? It's self-awareness, the understanding of yourself. The more you understand yourself, the more you understand others. It's not about how knowledgeable are you, it's not about how skilled are you, maybe even it's not about how wise you are or how old you are. It's all about the awareness of yourself. Are you aware of your own makeup? The more you become aware of yourself, the more you become aware about others. It's not about the desire to control and rule, to be a leader in such a way that you are that guy who tell others what to do. You are a visionary, you are a dreamer. Maybe that's part of it. But if you want the leadership to help you, if you want to use leadership in your career, if you want to use leadership in order to improve your life personally, without other people that you're gonna rule, I think it starts with you. Self-awareness and self-understanding. To be the master of your own self. To know thyself. When you start to know yourself, then obviously you start to know others. Obviously you start to improve your relationship between other people in the work environment. And then from then, you will be able to give them direction, to help them in becoming better. As a result, you will start to gravitate towards work position that gives you a freedom to exercise your own self-awareness. Observe that I'm not saying to exercise leadership or to exercise control over others, but more room to exercise your own self-awareness. The more you become aware of yourself, the more you become aware of others. And as soon as you become the master of yourself, the world will trust you to become the master of others. It happens automatically. People will be willing to serve you because you have mastered yourself first. How do you increase your salary as a designer? I believe if you can know yourself very well, so that you can understand others very well, so that there could be harmony between you and others, between you and your boss, between you and other people. For instance, as a designer, you will be working with applicators and finishers. It's important that there must be harmony between the two of you. If you are aware of yourself and the DNA of your own psychology, you will relate to other people, you will respect them, you will approach them with respect. Humility will be the biggest part of the equation. As a result, you will be trusted for bigger positions. Bigger positions are not reserved for the most skilled or the most intelligent, but they are reserved for the humble, for the most serving, and also those who understand themselves amongst others. Leadership is a big thing. I used to listen to John Maxwell, Dr. Miles Monroe. Of course, on that stage, I didn't understand what they were trying to say, because they were talking about leadership at a bigger scale, having 100 people who you are responsible for. But I was just an individual, no one to lead. So I had to lead myself first. Self-awareness. Know thyself.